What's up? Welcome back to No Tracers, the podcast all about urban exploring. Welcome to the show. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. If you've been listening for a while, leave a rating and feedback. Let's get into the show. Welcome to No Tracers, the podcast where I take you on an adventure through the hidden gems and forgotten corners of the world. From abandoned buildings and tunnels to rooftop views and street art, join me as we uncover the secrets of the urban landscape. With interviews from experienced explorers, tips and tricks for navigating the urban terrain, and thrilling first-hand accounts of their explorations. Get ready to discover the world like never before. Come explore with us. But remember, leave no trace. How's it going, guys? Happy Friday. I hope you're gearing up for another weekend of exploring. If you're headed out to a bando, well, I hope this podcast sends you on your way with some good luck, with some good conversation. This week on the podcast, I'm speaking with an urban explorer that goes by the name of Boltcutted. You're going to find out why he picked that username and the crazy stories around it, as well as a bunch of his insights about urban exploring, his story about how he got into it, and some of the stuff that he's been up to in the urbex world, what his family thinks about him doing this. And we kind of dive into risk management and where he draws the line on that. Like I said at the beginning, if you guys are new to the podcast, hit the subscribe button. And I know a lot of my listeners out there, you'll probably smoke that THC, that good. So do me a favor, check out the link in the description. Smoke Black Craft. They came out with some extracts that you guys should absolutely check out. I've got a box of them here. I don't smoke personally. I only vape CBD or smoke CBD. Or take CBD tinctures, things like that. It helps with, muscle aches and pains, especially after a long exploration. But I know a lot of people that explore also smoke. So if you guys are trying to get ripped while you're in a bando, smoke Black Craft. Use promo code just the letter K for a discount. Thank you guys for supporting the podcast in that way. And if you want to support further, I've got 2 photography books and some merch at notracers.com/shop. Check it out. All right, guys, we're getting into spooky season. Who's excited? I got to figure out what to do for the Halloween special, but we'll figure something out. But let's get into this episode. Boltcutted, welcome to No Tracers. Please introduce yourself and how long you've been exploring to the audience. Really chill.
Right.
And if we get disconnected or anything, just kind of stay here. I'll figure everything out. But we should be good. So
Right.
I do an intro and outro afterwards, just so we can kind of dive into your story. So the first thing I'll have you do is just introduce yourself however you want people to know you. It can be your actual name. It can be your username, whatever you want, and how long you've been exploring for. So when you are ready, go for it.
What up? I'm Boltcutted, and I've been exploring for about 2+ years.
So let's start here. How did you get the username? Where did it come from? What does it mean? Tell us everything.
Oh man, I had a different username, but then actually, the police found my Instagram. Yeah, so you know how that shit goes. So then I swapped it to Boltcutted because I thought it was kind of funny and I'm kind of fucking with them, and it just stuck.
That's so good, dude. I love it. So how did they find it? Was it just under your actual name? Tell me more about that story.
Nah, I did this church, and I don't want to go too
For sure.
deep in it, but I posted photos of this church, and in the photo you can see the window that they sealed a week beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's weird. It's a weird story. 2 months later, a detective calls me, asking me about it. Then because there's a week in between the window being sealed and how I got in, but they had no actual proof of me doing it.
Sure.
So they just kind of dropped it.
Damn, that's wild though. That's every urbex's fear is getting a phone call from a fucking detective.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus. So let's go back. What got you into exploring in the first place? What made you catch the bug for decay?
Honestly, even before COVID, I was just I saw abandoned shit all over. Then I would just go in there and hang out with my buddies. Then I don't know, it just stuck.
Hey man, I love that people get into this in different ways, and I love that there's like a community aspect to it. Like you went with your friends. Like I think that's super cool. And a great way to get into it. What was your first exploration? What was the first building you guys went into?
There's this old like ski resort, and it was like kind of like a public spot. Like it was in like a park or whatever, but they didn't like seal anything. There was like a nature trail, and you could just go up there and hang out, paint, whatever you wanted to do, and no one bothered you.
Dope. That's sick. So let's talk about like why you do this. Like what is it about urban exploration that makes you keep doing it? That makes you like continually go back to these places and seek them out?
Dude, there's a lot of cool shit out there. And I'm just getting started on seeing all of it, but it's also kind of like the adrenaline rush,
Yeah.
especially if it's like a new spot that nobody's even hit yet.
Yeah, we just did a church recently that was like completely clean. Nobody had really been in it. Nobody even
Yeah.
knew it was like open, and we got in there and the photos are amazing. It's always nice to get photos of a spot that isn't tagged up yet.
Oh yeah,
It's
for
not
sure.
like covered in graffiti, we call it clean, and
Yeah,
even though the place is disgusting and the roof is falling in and there's asbestos everywhere, we still call it clean. That's
oh
like
yeah,
our version of cleans. So it's like
yeah,
it's always cool to get a spot that nobody's really explored yet. And it's those kind of spots that like we sit on our photos for a while until the
yeah.
spot kind of blows up, and can you talk about social media a little bit, like what it's done for you as a photographer, as an urban explorer?
Uh, I don't know. I'm not really a fan of social media.
Fair.
I don't know. It's just like overhyped. And like when you post something, then like 100 kids hit you up asking about it.
Yeah.
Then like another 100 kids are just like talking shit. You know what I mean?
It's true. It's true, man. That's kind of a part of it. Do you get like for me, I get DMs and emails sometimes from people that used to work at the places that I've explored, or if it's a hospital, like people will hit me up and be like, "Yo, I was a patient there as a kid." Like, have you ever gotten any DMs like that, or is it mostly
Uh,
people just asking for spots?
it's mostly people just asking for spots, but like I used to like talk to like the older like heads at my last job,
Mm,
and they're like telling me like I'll show them a story, like pictures and like tell them like my story, like a state hospital,
yeah.
and then like this older lady was like, "Yeah, I went there on a field trip." Then like she would tell me like her story. I was like, "Damn, that's wild."
It's crazy, dude. I wanted to like explore these places with the architects that build
Oh
them.
yeah,
I feel like that would be just like the craziest experience to be like,
yeah,
yo, you built this place. Look at it now. Like, what do you think of this? Like,
yeah,
dude, it's something that I've been dying to do, but like, how do you find an architect that built a
right,
fucking building?
right,
Like I found one guy because it was such a unique building. It was in Portugal. It was a 360-degree panoramic restaurant that overlooked the city.
yeah.
And so it was like super unique, So obviously it had like a Wikipedia page and it said like who the architect was, but I think the guy passed away. So it's like I can't
Damn,
can't hit that spot again with that guy. But like
right.
that's the dream, is to kind of do that. For you, have you ever gotten permission to explore a place?
Oh yeah, all the time. Like I do like a couple workshops here and there. Shout out Buried by Time and After the Final Curtain. Good
Yes.
guys.
Oh man, After the Final Curtain, what a dude. Like what a guy. Like what a thing to do, old theaters and like
Oh, dude, they're
man,
both cool as shit.
so sick. So talk to me about these workshops. Like what goes on during them? Like what do you do?
You just show up with your camera, tripod, they give you little information, then they just let you roam free.
That's wild. That's
Oh yeah.
wild.
Gets a little crazy because people be getting in each other's shots, but
Oh, for sure. I mean, that's why, I was talking to some friends the other day about like exploring in groups, and it's like, there's like a cap for how many people you want to
yeah.
have with you, because otherwise there's going to be people in your shots. I mean,
Yep.
even like 4 people is a lot if it's a small building. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
like I max out at like 3.
Yeah, I feel like 3 is kind of like the magic number. But I mean, I've also done explores with like 11 people. So it is what it is.
Never done that, but
yeah. I mean, well, we did this boxing fight in an abandoned building, and
all right.
we had like 11 people with us, you know. So
Yeah.
it was crazy. But getting 11 people into a bando is like a task.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But
getting
luckily
like 3
we were,
people in is
yeah,
a task.
exactly. Because you're like looking for cars and, you know, scouting out. And like if you've got so many people, it's like, how the fuck are we gonna keep this under wraps, man? And you know, for that fight, we had a bunch of people hitting us up like, "Where's the spot? I'm gonna show up. Like, what's up?" You know, we're like, we have so many people already. Like, it's not gonna work out. But it was cool, man. It turned out really well, and you know, the videos online and stuff of the.
Where's that? Detroit?
Fight. Yeah, Detroit. We were trying to get into this boxing ring, but an explorer put a padlock on it and sent us a photo of the fucking padlock. And we were like, you're a cunt.
Yeah,
like,
you should have sent me out there.
Facts. Boltcutted. That's right. We needed you that day. Shit.
Damn.
So, do you have any urban exploration injury stories?
Dude, I've never been like cut or anything.
No way.
Like I wear gloves, wear pants, but I'm also not doing like crazy entrances or anything either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean one of my questions is actually like your most creative or your craziest entrance. Do you have any, or are they all just like the front doors open kind of thing?
Yeah, front door open, but like before that, like before the front doors were open, like I actually like pushed in this AC unit. And that worked.
Hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do. What was that building with the AC unit that you got in?
It was actually like can I just name drop it?
I mean, if people know it, I don't give a fuck.
It's kind of clapped. The Red Lion.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, everyone knows it.
Yeah.
That place is so bad now though.
Do you go back to places you've explored before, or are you like a one hitter?
I went back to Red Lion probably like 10 times because it's kind of local.
Yeah.
I'll just go in there and hang out.
Nice. What about your scariest exploration? Have you ever had any like run-ins or anything crazy happen?
Probably I did this like state hospital theater at like midnight. And of course it's like hop through like a front window on a busy ass street. So we did that shit. We go in there, it's pitch black. We're shooting, we're trying to like light paint and stuff, and we could hear like scratching like on the walls and like footsteps the whole time. So then we just bounced. Then actually like on the way back home, actually Jared, shout out Extra Late, I was with him and his tire went flat. And then like we were still like 30 minutes away from home, no service. And we're driving, cop pulls us over, tells us to like stop driving, stop moving, whatever. He's like, if we catch you again, we're gonna give you a ticket. Cop drives off. Me and Jerry look at each other like, dude, still no service. Like, we're not staying here. So we just keep driving, and here comes the cop the other way, gives him like 4 tickets. But I'm like, dude, I swear that place is haunted.
Damn, dude. Yeah. So the haunted thing, like the ghosts and shit, that's kind of goes hand in hand with urban exploring. I feel some people are like, nah, cap, it's not, there's no fucking ghosts in this, it's not a real thing. And then there's other people that are like adamant about it. I just did an appearance on Ghost Adventures, and like they saw a video of mine that went kind of viral a few years ago, and they got access to the location. And they wanted me to like come on and tell my story about like what it was like there and like all that shit. And I feel like they were trying to like, because it's a scripted show, I feel like they were trying to like get me to say that some crazy shit happened. And so he's like, was there anything like spooky and scary? I was like, nah, man, like it's just a hospital, dog. Like nothing happened. But I have had some experiences. I was in an asylum once, and like there was for sure something like, when you feel something staring at you, like you can feel when you're being watched. Dude, like that fucks with me so much. And Yeah, so I've definitely had like a couple experiences like that. But for the most part, I feel like these buildings are just abandoned buildings. You know what I mean?
Yeah. After
But
like after that theater incident, like I just kind of stopped fucking with hospitals and shit like that.
yeah, places where there's like been a lot of like death and like,
Yeah, like a lot of like history of like
yeah,
bad things happening, I try to stay away from.
yeah, for sure. I feel
Just
that.
it's just a weird feeling.
Yeah. Even if there's nothing going on, you just feel weird being in there.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, even if it's just all mental, like it still feels uncomfortable.
Yep. I don't know how Chase does it though. That
Dang, I don't
kid,
know.
dude. Oh, that kid's messed up.
So, has anything ever made you want to stop exploring or like take a break? Like any incident where you were like, yo, I got to take a step back for a second. This is like getting too much.
Definitely the detective
Yeah,
incident, but I don't go out exploring like every weekend. So
sure.
I'm not like I was like burnt out from it,
Hmm.
but now I'm very like conservative with it.
Yeah, I feel kind of the same, you know. I feel like and I'm sure other people listening can agree. I feel like the older we get, the bigger the responsibilities we have as
Yep.
humans, obviously, and the bigger the consequences become
Yep.
as urban explorers, like with getting caught and all that shit. I feel like at a certain point, you know, people are gonna look, or not people, like police specifically are gonna look at you and
Yeah.
be like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you're 35, like what are
Right,
you
right.
doing this? Like, that this is some kid shit, you know? So
Yeah.
I feel like it's but I mean, you know, urbex will always be like a part of us. I feel, you know, like
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
don't think anybody can ever take that away from us, that we do that or that we did that, you know, if we like retire from urban exploring, if you will. But
Yeah.
you know, I think the consequences just get bigger and bigger. And I mean, look at, you know, Sam and Colby are a great example of this. They pushed their luck to the point where they were in Florida and they went into a construction site and they were exploring this construction site. They thought it was abandoned. It wasn't. And in Florida, if you get caught on a construction site, it's federal property. So you get a federal
Damn.
trespassing. So they both got popped for federal trespassing. And that's why they just do haunted stuff now,
Damn.
places
I
they
didn't
can
know
get
that.
access to. Yeah, that's why they stopped. It's like fucking crazy story. But yeah, they push their luck and, you know, play stupid games, win stupid prizes kind of
Oh
shit, you
yeah.
know? So it's like one of those things. But for you, if you had to estimate how many pins are on your map.
Shit ton. Like, see, like I lived in Mass
Oh
and I
yeah.
moved out here probably like a year and a half ago, and I got pins from like Maine all the way out like past Chicago.
Damn, dude. That's
There's a
crazy.
lot.
Yeah, I was looking for a pin yesterday. Somebody that I know hit me up and they were trying to find this church. And I was like, I don't even know if the church is still there, but let me see
Yeah.
if I got it. And it was back in California because I used to live there. And I just like sliding across the United States and seeing all my pins. I'm like, damn, this is fucking crazy. Like, most people in their maps have like their childhood home, and we're like, nah,
Yeah.
fam, abandoned hospital, abandoned
Yeah.
asylum,
Yeah.
abandoned train, you know, it's just all this abandoned shit
But
in our
is
maps.
is your map labeled?
It is, yeah. So I have like in my favorites, I've got like, you know, abandoned California. I've got it by state, and then it
All right.
kind of go. I like named everything. It's like the address and then also what it is, so that
Yeah.
I remember. Because otherwise, like I would just have a bunch of fucking random addresses.
Yeah. That's my map.
You don't know what anything is. It's just
No.
addresses.
Dude, I feel so bad because every time I go to Detroit, like I
Yeah,
end up calling Bentley.
yeah.
It's like I know I have the pin, but I just can't find it. The Bentley's like, hold up, I'll send it.
Dude, shout out Bentley Shots.
Oh, dude, he's a homie.
That guy is the dude. I just crashed at his pad in St. Louis, and last
Yeah,
weekend filmed the graffiti meetup Paint Louis and did a whole
yeah,
documentary about it. But Bentley, like, he hit Detroit like 2 weeks ago with Lucy Lou, and they did
yeah.
like, I think they did like 25 places in 2 days.
Damn. Yeah, I was gonna slide out there with him, but my parents were coming here to visit. I was like, fuck.
So, speaking of your parents, what does your family think about urban exploring, about what you do?
Uh, they don't like. They're not like too fond of it,
Sure.
especially my mom.
Sure.
But like I'll send my dad photos and he's like, yeah, that shit's cool. You know what I mean? But they're not too fond about like the whole idea of it.
Of course.
But they like the photos.
Yeah. I feel like that's kind of across the board with most people's families. They're like, photos are cool, but like,
Yeah.
be careful, all this,
Yeah.
whatever, and we do it because we love it and we're kind of addicted to it. It's not our fault.
Yeah. Chill out. There's worse things out there I could be getting into.
Facts, dude. My parents are like, why are you doing this? I'm like, I'm not doing crack.
Yeah.
There's a worse
I'm realistically not blowing money.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
This is a free activity. We love a free activity, okay? All right. So I started having my guests ask the next guest a question. So I've got a couple questions here from previous guests. So Dusk Till Dawn, his question is, what would it take for you to sell out, like making money on urbex, like doing this as like a job or selling pins? Like, is there anything that you would be like, yeah, I would do that for money? Like, or are you like strictly about like just exploring?
I've sold some pins before.
All right.
So, but like if he means like selling out by doing like a book or like workshops,
yeah,
like I'll do a book of workshops. Like I'm already working on like 2 of them.
Hell yeah.
But,
yeah, I mean, I think the question's more like if I don't know, like if YouTube was like, if you made like money on YouTube and shit doing this, like would you do that?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, right. I feel like I would like what? I don't make money off my urbex shit on YouTube yet, but I'm fucking working on it. I've got 2 photography books, like
shit,
I've got sponsors for the podcast, like we all
hell yeah, I'd sell out.
Fuck yeah. I'm in the same boat, dude. In that exact same boat. So Zach Visuals, his question is about risk management. Where do you draw the line on risk when it comes to urban exploring?
It's got to be worth it. You know what I mean? Like, actually, I was with Bentley in Chicago, and we were like out front of like this Vandal school church thing. Like it was all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this motherfucker was like halfway up a fence, and a cop drives by, stops, stares at us, then drives off again. I'm like, Benny, I was like, both of those cops just made eye contact with me. He's like, no, it's cool. I'm like, all right. Then the cop drives by again. Then I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm going in the car. But then he went in, took photos or whatever. But while I was outside, like the cop just kept driving, like doing circles. I'm like, dude, I don't know, that ain't worth it, dude.
Nah.
Like, respect to you, but
that's wild. That he was just like, fuck it, I'm going. I don't care.
Like, that's amazing. Crazy.
Yeah, we just did a school in St. Louis that everybody fucking knows about, but to get in, we had to climb up a pile of tires.
Oh man.
Into a window. Dude,
yeah.
I was like, what the fuck are we doing? Whatever. We get in, we explore. I shot the first in-person podcast in the school. It was sick.
That's cool, dude.
It was fucking tight. But we leave, have to go out the same window, down the tires. And we're walking to the car, and Bentley looks over and he's like, I think that door's open. And I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. He walks up the stairs. Sure enough, the fucking door was open. Could have gone through the door. But no, we had to go the complicated way.
Dude, I always look for like the easiest way out too.
I mean, same, man. Like, I feel like there's always got to be a door open somewhere. Not everybody's climbing this pile of tires to get in the fucking window. Come on. Like, but it was fun. It was fun.
Work smart, not hard.
Exactly. But that day we were like, let's just climb these tires. Okay.
Yeah, as adventure.
Yeah, exactly. So exploring with nomads question is, do you have any good luck charms? Like, is there anything that you wear or bring into a building with you?
Honestly, no.
Okay. Fair.
I'm pretty basic.
Love that. As far as like gear goes, like, are you bringing, like, do you have like for people that are getting into the hobby of urban exploring, do you have any like recommendations as far as like footwear or pants or backpack or any lights or anything like that?
Yeah, get some decent shoes, some good running shoes, because you never know. Then get like a decent pair of gloves. Like I got these like they're like real basic gloves, but like on the bottom's rubber. So like you're obviously not gonna like cut your fingers or anything, but you can still like use your camera.
Oh yeah, that's
That
cool.
saved me plenty of times.
Absolutely. I just found these they're like wrist wraps, but they've got a light on them. They're fucking sick.
Huh.
So it's like instead of carrying a flashlight, you just like hit the power button and then you can still use your hands. Oh, I don't remember the name of them. It's like some random brand, but I'll put it in the description of the episode if people want to check them out. But they're super sick, and you know I have yet to use them in a bando, but I am very excited to do that soon. So knowing what you know about urban exploring, the ability to like hide for long periods of time if you have to, how long do you think you would survive the zombie apocalypse?
Probably like a week.
Yep.
Like, dude, once the internet goes out, I'm
we're
bored.
fucked.
Like, how am I supposed to play video games and shit?
Oh shit! I didn't even think about that. What, you don't have Flappy Bird still downloaded on your phone, dude?
No.
Come on, man. I still have that shit on my phone, dog.
Yeah, I fucked up.
You fucked up. Flappy Bird lives on, bro. Fuck. So if you could live in one abandoned building that you've explored for an entire week, which place would it be?
Dude, that's a tough one. I don't even remember like half the shit that I've hit. Probably like a good sized theater.
Yeah.
Like there's one in Cincinnati that was cool as fuck. I mean, it might get a little creepy at night, but
for sure.
At least I'm looking at something cool.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Exactly. I feel that. So what do you hope for the future of urban exploring?
TikTok dying.
Facts.
That shit is so bad. Like, dude, that place blows up the spot before I even know what it is.
Dude, it's so crazy. It's crazy how fast that shit spreads. It's wild.
Like, respect to like all the kids like grinding that shit.
Sure.
Getting like all the views and followers, but come on, man. Say some shit for us old heads.
I feel you. So, my last question for you is, what is something you know now that you wish you knew when you started exploring?
People on the internet lie a lot. Like you hit them up, like asking how they get in. They tell you some bullshit ass story. Like, don't believe anyone on the internet.
It's fair, dude. Yeah, people will tell you anything to like just get you out of their inbox, I feel.
Yeah, like, dude, half the time, like, I think it's a trap, so I just started doing my own thing.
Yeah, you gotta put in the footwork to do this, you know? Like, I feel like a lot of people forget that you gotta put the time in and do the legwork yourself, because
don't
go ahead.
Don't get backpacked in either.
Yeah.
Like, you're never gonna learn that way.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, go do it yourself. Go hit the streets. Go find the spots. Go do the work.
Yes.
Cool. Well, if people want to find you online, let them know where they can do that. Drop your social media.
It's just Instagram's @Boltcutted. That's all I have for now.
All right, y'all. That was my episode with Boltcutted. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. If you did, please leave a rating and feedback on the podcast. It helps us grow. It helps us find other amazing explorers just like yourselves. If you want to come on No Tracers, hit me up at no.tracers on Instagram, or you can find me at contact@notracers.com. Thank you guys for listening to another one. My name is Kay. I'm your host on the show. I'm known as No Tracers. Find me online. What am I trying to say here? Find me on Instagram. I got TikTok, YouTube, all that good stuff. Twitter, whatever you have, I'm on it. Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you next time. Stay strong. Keep enduring. Go out. Go explore something, and remember, leave no trace.